on, y'all? It's TSARE in the house. We ain't got Janita yet, so we can't get the welcome. Today we got myself. We got Kashaka Williams. Looks like Jaja just came in, so we're gonna add her. Hey, Jaja, you got to go ahead and do your welcome.
Oh, okay. Y'all started without me. Ain't that about nothing? Welcome. I am Janita Stanton. We have Reginald Perriman, Shaka Williams, and we got TSARE. This is the There's Something About Real Estate podcast where we talk all things real estate. Elijah.
What's up?
He cooked the realtor in the house.
I guess I should have changed my name on my screen, huh?
No, you want to keep that. Well, you kind of supposed to make that whatever your
handle is. They'll know how to find Elijah. He know everybody in the city anyway.
That's a fact too. Right? In the world.
Yep. So today we doing deal or no deal. It's we got good feedback last week, so we're gonna be doing this often. We're gonna analyze some deals that we got from our subscribers, some deals from our clients, and some deals that just came across our table. But before we start that, what's going on in the market, everybody? What y'all see going on in the market?
It's hard out here.
And some offers accepted. A bunch of money for my buyers without grant program.
Oh yeah, zero down.
Yep, concessions are back.
Oh, look, low ball offers.
Oh, I don't know about all that.
I don't know about the low ball.
Yeah.
Low ball offers are back. No, they are. That's
going
on right now.
They're throwing them out there. Yeah, they are.
They are like coming with crazy stuff. That don't mean you got to accept it, but right. They are back. They are
especially investors.
Yeah, I'm seeing it on the properties that's completely overpriced. We did a price reduction by $30,000 on one property, and but I mean that's kind of the price they should have been at. But you know, a lot of sellers want to try to higher end price to see if the market was still hot, and it's hot, but it's sizzling. It ain't
hot, right?
It ain't burning hot.
How many days it's been on the market?
It's been 45 days.
Oh, well.
Which is not long. People 40 for this from where we came from. 45 is a long time.
Hold on, what area? I mean, so is it in Detroit?
Grosse Pointe.
Grosse Pointe, and then but you said it was overpriced. Have you been getting a lot of showings and not a lot of offers, or?
Yeah, when we first listed it, we had like 8 showings. Over the course of like a week and a half, which wasn't bad, but no offers. And we waited. So then we eventually dropped the price down. This is our second price reduction. So when I say that amount, that was 2 price reductions. We dropped it by like $10,000 the first time. Then we made a bigger price reduction this next time.
Yeah. So
and now we got 4 showings on it in 2 days. So it's where it should have been at.
With the reduction, right? So me and Janita was talking about this in regards to the price reduction. You know how people are reduced the price by like $5,000? It's like, what's the benefit of reducing the price $5,000? Like, are you gonna get more people to see? Are you gonna go into another group of buyers by reducing the price by $5,000?
No, it depends on the price point. Like if you're talking about maybe like a property under 150, that might be enough to do it. But if you're talking a $600,000 house,
but I'm talking about even in the 150. So if you got a property listed at 149.9 and you drop it to 144.9,
it depends on the currency area, because it may be just over that bracket where people might be used to paying between 140 and 145 in that area max. And here you are at 155. You might have to come down $5,000 or $6,000 just to get within that range.
But that shouldn't stop you from getting showings. Now, you hear what I'm saying? I don't feel like that's
on the agent. It really depends on the agent.
Yeah,
it depends too. It depends too on how many active properties are out there. If people don't have a lot to choose from, they're gonna take a chance at it and still make you an offer in that 145 range.
Yes,
but if it's 6 properties over there, all between 140 and 145, and they nice, They're not coming to look at yours at 150.
Yes, I agree with that. Yeah,
Right.
For sure.
So,
But
we got Shayla J jumping in. Is this one of your your lady, Jaja?
Yeah, the wholesaler, newbie wholesaler.
All right, so we gonna start off. We're gonna evaluate her property first. So I'm gonna add. Is it Shyla or Shayla?
Shayla, unmute your mic.
Yeah.
Okay, hi. There we go.
How you doing?
It's Shayla.
All right.
I'm good. How are you?
All right. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I again was mentioning to Janetta, introduced to y'all via the KW session. Was really inspired and just been grinding to learn and get better at comping. But this particular one came up, and I feel like the seller is kind of delusional, but he really keeps calling and wants to sell this property and another one. And it's a mess. I figured I'd just kind of throw it y'all's way and see, what we might be able to do without wasting too much time.
Okay. What city is the property located in?
So I don't know if you did over. Hamtramck.
Okay.
Hamtramck.
All right.
So that one.
Hamtramck.
Yeah.
So do you have so what's the condition of the property?
He says that it's all new. And actually when you pull it, that description is exactly what he gave me.
Okay.
The new plumbing, new electrical system, all the things there. And so that's not what I'm seeing in this picture. That's why I was just really wanting to get pictures on the interior. He told me yesterday that his family would be able to give me access. So we're just trying to get on the schedule and gather the pictures.
Okay. What type of numbers are you talking about?
So he's actually asking for 165 cash, and I was like, no, this has been on here for too long, and I don't understand.
This is single family?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. He claims that it's weird. And that's one thing. It does say single family, but he has rented it out. And he said there's 2 entryways, you can split it up. So that to me was sort of a red flag, but honestly, it says pending as well. And he said that it didn't go through. So I'm like, wouldn't it have cleared and not still been set at a pending status?
Okay, I got some questions on that.
Yeah, me too.
Go ahead, Janita. Let me.
No, I'm pulling it up. You go. I want to pull it up.
Well, all right. So you don't want this address because we live, so you didn't want the address out there, right?
Right. So I'm pulling it up.
All right.
No, I mean, since I'm still working on it, and I was trying to decide whether to get it under contract or not, whether it's even worth it. To try to negotiate him down.
Okay, let me ask you this: were you trying to buy this to flip or buy and hold, or were you trying to wholesale it?
Wholesale to an investor who would probably likely want to just rent this one out. Because there are a lot of rentals in Hamtramck.
Okay.
So
so it is on
I don't know if
so it's actually a deal pending on it now?
Yeah, that's it. He claims that never went through. Go ahead.
No, I was
Is the
getting ready
audio
to
not working? Let me see here.
Yeah, your audio is kind of going in and out a little bit. So
Yeah, it's like a delay. Are you on audio on another device and video on one device?
No. You know what? Maybe if I
do you have something playing in the background, like YouTube or something?
No, I clicked off of YouTube, but let me go to another spot. I'm gonna take my camera off for a second.
Okay.
Can I?
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So Janita, let's start on this deal. So Hamtramck is hot.
Yeah, it is.
But what you say, Elijah?
It is. Yeah.
All right.
On a whole block out there.
So when you pull the numbers, the most current sales, I can see why the seller feel like it's a deal. Potentially.
Yeah, why he's demanding that much.
If I do,
yeah.
So he's asking 165 for it, right?
Yeah.
What's the square footage of the property?
This one is he says it's accurate, the 1008.
All right, so I'm gonna do 900 to 1250. So Hamtramck is only so big. So when I do comps in Hamtramck, I can pretty much almost use the entire city, right? Sort of like Highland Park, unless Highland Park do have some neighborhoods that kind of vary, some areas that vary, but we're comparing homes to homes. So let me just I'm gonna pull some comps up, and
okay.
It's 3 bedrooms.
Yeah, and no. Are you saying 3? Because this one is 6.
6?
Okay. Yeah, 6 bedrooms, 2 baths is how it's listed.
Okay.
So wait, was it originally a 2-family or is it a single family?
So he's shopping it around as a single, but he says it can be split.
What is the city has it zoned as, a single or 2-family?
And that's what I was actually going to go there.
Okay, so it's like a bungalow. Okay.
Okay.
So let's just do this. I'm gonna and you said what do you think the ARV is, or you want us to help you determine that?
So I based it on sort of what was around there. Most recently sold, like I would go no more than like 210 or even 199. Because I see this one as a 4.2. And based on the condition here that I'm seeing.
Is it similar square footage? You said this is 1,008 square feet?
Yep.
All right, so
I think our number's right on. At 199.
All right, let me share my screen real quick.
ARV you talking about?
Yeah.
You don't have enough over there, unfortunately, too, but
so 165 is not even anywhere near. You ain't gonna be able to do nothing at 165.
Exactly.
Yeah. So at the high end of the market, and this is at 1,300 square feet. This is like the best you gonna get, right? Completely remodeled, that type of thing. Now this property was 1,300 square feet, 3 bed, 2 baths, sold for $281, right? So the question is how much work got to go into that house to make it even somewhat similar to this? And again, this was listed back in May, so we are in a little bit of a different market. It just closed. Actually, it was a cash sale. But again, this was gutted and remodeled completely. Let's look at this one at 220 on Commerce Street. So you're at 165 already, and since you're wholesaling this, I'm sure you're going to add your assignment fee on it. And the investor got to come in and remodel the property. It's some room in there, but I don't know how much room. I mean, y'all can give me y'all opinion. I don't know how much room is in there for an investor that's looking to buy and flip.
Zero. There's zero room in here.
Sound like zero to me.
Sound like zero to me too.
Yeah. Okay.
And then on top of that, I guess the other question was, so we're saying it's a buy and flip, it's a no-go, right?
Yeah.
We all agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What about a buy and hold? Because how much he's renting the property now?
He said it was previously rented. Yeah, was it $960? Yeah, the family that was in there prior.
All right. So assuming he can probably get even an investor, let's say assuming an investor right now can get about $1,300 for it per month. I mean, to have like 200,000 all in for it, I don't know if that makes a good rental neither, unless the rental rates are
horrible rental. Yeah, it's under 1%. You ain't even that. You nowhere near.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is.
Yeah.
Because it's a huge gap in pricing. So you got 281, then you got 220. That's a huge gap. And then the quality of home is so much different from those two.
Yeah.
And then you got 215. Let's see what that one looks like. It's not really
that house. You would have to get it under contract for not more than like 115 would be your max to be able to make any kind of money.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. It's unfortunate. These sellers, man, and you see how long it's been sitting there. Like a
long time.
You must not really want to.
He did the right thing though, listing it. So look, the guy who's the listing agent on that, that's the guy who brought the land contract buyer, and it's a lot of people who do land contracts out of Hamtramck, but he brought the land contract buyer for my listing out of the building in Jefferson and Ecorse.
Okay. So the thing is, it's not, we can't blame the seller for asking what they want for the property, especially. Sure. I mean, if they're looking at market value, I mean, he may have to reduce the price a little bit. This is where, like, as a wholesaler, your negotiation skills come into play. Yeah. Right, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, you've been on the market for X amount of days. I got a cash buyer that'll give you this, or I'm willing to give you cash at this price. But I mean, the seller is looking at this data, like, they're looking at properties at 230, 220, 210, and they're like, I want to sell mine for 165 and leave some skin in the game for a buyer. So it may not be ideal for an investor, but right. We've seen some weird stuff happen. We've seen investors pay more than what we would recommend for a property. So it's not impossible.
Yeah. Reggie being super diplomatic, I wouldn't even waste any more time with this property.
Okay. Gotcha.
Personally.
That's me.
Okay. Hey, that makes sense because I mean he's always calling and I'm like, okay, this is a little fishy. So we'll just move on to the next one.
Yeah, that's crazy. If he keep calling you though, keep giving him the price. And then if he call you, every 3 times he call you, drop the price.
Yeah.
So I was about to say that because I was getting ready to say something to Janita. Because Janita, you said 115?
Yeah. I said that would be her super at best trying to wholesale it to an investor. So she has to get it under contract for a certain dollar amount. And so, yeah, I said 115 at best.
What would we need to get that under contract for us to even look at, to even consider going over there? What number do you think we would need to be at?
So I'm still looking at these numbers, and I'm kind of floored right now by what Hamtramck is doing. And so only thing that I'm seeing is the square footage is drastically different. So honestly, so if I say I feel like we're safe at 199 buying it and flipping it, then that means we need to get it under contract for 129.
No.
You think?
Why you
Or a
saying
little
that?
less,
No,
because we gotta do the work. So we would have to get it under contract for like 75
Yeah.
at that price.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, I wouldn't. If it's anything over 100,000, I wouldn't even be talking to them about this house. I mean, as a flip.
Yeah,
Now maybe
but what I'm saying is, this house. Have you pulled this up?
Yeah, I looked at it. So it's a lot of things about the house that's throwing me off. It's a 6-bedroom, 1,000 square feet. How is that happening?
How is that possible? Right.
You know
I think it may be larger. I think the city, the PRD probably
That's what I was trying to get
is
to.
mixed up with the assessor. They probably don't have the proper square footage. I would like to get more details.
Yeah.
If you can get photos and actual measurements on this property.
Okay. Yeah. I really am interested in like getting down to really what his motivation is. He says since he's in New York, he's just tired of it. So at the
He
same
ain't too
time,
tired. He ain't
Right,
taking
he ain't tired enough.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Long way to go.
All right, you'll give
He way away. His number
$1,000 for it right now. But no, when I'm looking at the market, like Reggie said, it's Hamtramck. Hamtramck is a very small city.
Mhm.
And when I'm looking at all the Hamtramck and what it's doing, that's a brick house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I think that square footage is off drastically based on looking at it and looking at the number of bedrooms and bathrooms. And so what I'm wondering is if we're evaluating it too low.
Yeah.
But even okay, let me go back and do this, right? We gotta play devil's advocate real quick. So let's go back and I'm gonna increase the search. Let's say the square footage is even double that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just in case you find out something different. Let me share my screen real quick.
Dang, you know what? They got some craziness over here. They got a 7-bedroom. Look at this one on Hanley that sold in August. Shit, that's a new comp. That's 230.
So even when I go up in more square footage, when I go to 1,500 4-bedroom, 215 sales price, we still at just above 200. So, all right. So here's one at 2,000 square feet that sold at 305
this year.
4-bedroom this year. So I think it would be. I would try to get inside this house and see what the real square footage is.
Yeah.
It might be an opportunity there, but again, you have to be careful. This is the only property that's sold, and it's sold at 305 conventional. The only property that's sold above 100, 300, and then look at the price drop to 245.
Oh yeah.
Right. So, and this is 1,500 square feet. So if it's similar to this, and they were treating it like a single family or using like the other door and, well, you know, the back door or something. Some of these are single families. They just look like multi-families, but it's room in there. I just don't see paying 165. Maybe if you can get it under 100 for a flip, it'll be good for an investor. A buy and hold, probably the max, like Janita said, maybe like 115 or something like that.
So if I find out that like something's off and he wants to present it as a duplex, does that change things?
Let's see.
I don't think it matters how he wants to present it. You just gotta get all the facts and understand, you know, how you can market it.
Yeah.
And understanding the square footage, understanding, you know, because just because it's a duplex doesn't mean that the value is higher. They have more use for a buy and hold.
The only thing that can change this is the square footage to me.
Okay.
Because that could change the ARV instead of it being. So there is one at it's a 7-bedroom 2-bath, Reg, on Hanley, 2987 Hanley.
Okay.
It's 2,300 square feet. that is not rehabbed, and it's sold at 238. In August.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I pulled up multifamilies. This one is 2,300 square feet. This the highest sale in the past 6 months is 250. And then you go down the line here. The next highest sale is 240 for 1,900 square feet.
I bet you that's not rehab. Look at it. Look at that.
Yeah, and it's not really like fully rehab or nothing. It's just a well-maintained house.
Mhm.
So there's some opportunity there. It just, at the end of the day, it just depends on what price you get it for and how much work it actually needs.
Right. Okay.
What did you estimate it would need in repairs? You seen it though, Janita, right?
I was just looking at it online. I haven't been there.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I need, as soon as I get in there, I can work this. I feel confident we can do something.
Right.
Because he's claiming so many updates have been done, but I'm like, I can't tell that from the outside at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what you should do? If you get in the house and you can verify the square footage and get some photos, you should bring it back. So I would like to hear about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me see something. Hold on 1 second. What time are you available on Tuesday?
I'm pretty open that day.
I'm about to set a. Just call me. I can probably get you in there on Tuesday.
Oh, okay. All right, I will do that. Because he come talking about even today. Just text me this morning. Like I'll let you know my family can whatever. Because they live like 2 doors down, and they're supposed to be watching the place.
Let you in. So the house is currently vacant, right?
Yeah.
So it's a couple things you got working for you. Winter is coming, right? And if he's calling you like that, he's probably desperate. It's listed on the MLS pending, but he's still calling you. So obviously something is wrong with the deal. So there's an opportunity there to get him to a price that you're comfortable with.
Right.
And you just got to stick to your price pretty much.
Okay. Well, yeah, I appreciate y'all. This is very helpful. The last video, especially, because I get an idea of what investors really want in terms of the spread. I got a new word. So this is good.
Yeah,
all right. Well, thank y'all again. I'll be in touch.
All right.
All right.
Sounds great.
Bye.
All right. All right. So that was
that one at the 1,000 square feet is a no-brainer, no. But when they get to that 2,000, they got a couple of them that sold for like 240, no rehab.
Yeah, that's what I said. So the square footage is important. It sounds like the square footage is off. So this is key too. Like if you list your house with an agent, make sure they have the square footage, at least, some type of measurements are done, because I can't see that house being on the market if people selling houses for above 200, no rehab. And if this house is halfway decent for, 35, 40,000 under market value.
Wow.
And not selling.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, and that area too is for like people who want like not super long term, like they like that land contract. A lot of people in that area, they want the land contracts. So you can do buy and hold, but you don't have to hold it for a super long time.
All right. Yep. E, what you got? E Cook, the realtor.
Say what I got going on.
Yeah. What you think about that property?
I had to see it. Y'all had the inside scoop on it. I didn't. So
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean the numbers made sense. Y'all didn't have any.
We're just looking it up on the MLS.
Yeah.
When I heard 165, I kind of checked out.
Right. So
yeah.
1,000 square feet. But the square footage is off.
Yeah. So just to explain to the audience, the issue with that is she's still trying to negotiate it as a wholesale deal. So we really didn't want to put the property out there and create more competition. But the house is listed, but she came to us and she came to us for advice, and we said we'll help her on the show, and we didn't want to put the property out there at this time, but eventually you will see the results of what happened with that property.
Well, I will say Hampton is hot though. That's one area to invest in if you can get in there.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Location is key on that too. Like that's right there. 75. You're between downtown and Troy and Royal Oak.
Yep.
So, I mean downtown Detroit and the suburbs. Let's show.
We got
you. But Hampton's supposed to be a suburb too, right?
Yeah, like Highland Park.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, this one of them deal. This is a potential. I ain't trying to call out no realtors, right? But this is a potential. So this property has no pictures. The square footage appears to possibly be off. Bruh, this realtor could be costing this seller so much money.
Mm-hmm.
Because think about this. I mean, they saying that it's got updated. They're saying big backyard with a balcony, new appliances included, new heating, new plumbing, and electrical system.
How long has it been listed?
It's been 500 and something days.
Since February 8th.
Oh wow.
And how come
544 days? What are you talking about?
And what's the reason you wouldn't want to put all the photos on there if it's updated?
Yeah, that's what I mean. And it's empty. It's not like nobody in there.
Yeah, so something is off about that. And the seller is reaching out desperate to a wholesaler trying to get rid of it.
Do he know his property even listed?
Yeah. He told her that it was pending, but it's not, I guess.
Yeah. Something off on that situation.
What if he's the person that it's pending with? What if he's the buyer?
Possibly. Yeah, we've seen that happen too.
He's trying to play games, huh? Right.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah.
But anyway, that's So we doing one of these other properties that you sent, Reg?
Yeah, I got one we about to evaluate. This one came to me. It's in Garden City. All right. And this one is right now they're asking 124.9. They're saying the ARV is 240 to 250. This one was sent to us by Detroit Discounted Properties, right? So this is another deal. It seems pretty good. I ran some comps on it earlier, but I want to know what y'all think. Anybody doing any business in Garden City right now? Any deals going on?
Not me.
Right now.
Anybody got? Yeah, we probably have to find a good buyer for this one. So just looking at the photos, let me let the photos load up.
It's nice size.
Yeah, it seemed pretty decent.
What's the address again?
This one is 29521 Dover. The street view looks pretty good. Seems like it's a lot of ranch style homes. It's got the attached garage.
Corner lot.
No, I don't think it's a corner lot. I like when wholesalers do this, when they actually like show you like some of the damage and everything, or all the damage if they can. Mm-hmm. It cuts down on all the speculating investors coming out and just trying to make an offer without seeing it. Yeah. So this looks like maybe the interior of the garage or breezeway, maybe. Yeah, this is the garage. So look like a decent sized yard. Backyard. Let's see if they got a whole lot of other photos that don't.
They're trying to tell you something about that garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, they like, look at this. Like, that's a lot of garage photos. Okay, here we go. A circuit breaker box. bathroom.
Full bath. Is that the base? That's the basement. You see the window.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you got some it's probably it was some moisture on the walls there. Then you can see the ceiling. I don't know if y'all can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, furnace.
That's ceiling low.
Yeah.
Yeah, it must be like one of the Michigan
Michigan
basements or
basement,
something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That
this
explains the
shower
walls.
wall.
That explains the walls. It's
Yep.
Michigan.
Yeah, this shower wall is small. Yep.
Yep. Ceilings again. Yeah.
So it don't look too. It don't look like it's like any damage in the property. It's just outdated. Everything needs to be redone. The hardwood floors.
How was the windows?
I don't know. They had a few of them. Had plastic on a few of them. What
Uh,
is this? This looks like probably the basement.
it's a new window. That's a bathroom.
Yeah,
Yep.
bathroom needs to be redone. Oh, this was the shower. So they looked like they had some mold build up in there. Some damage around here. Looked like somebody was trying to redo this. They pulled all the tile off the walls.
How many bedrooms and bathrooms?
This
4.
one is 4 bedrooms, 2 bath, 1554 is the square footage. Yeah, so overall it don't look too bad. Just based on the photos they had. That was all the
Right there.
photos.
Was that windows right there?
You said what?
You ain't see that last picture? Like they started purchasing windows.
Oh, in one of the
I
photos?
look
Yeah,
at
yep.
it. See?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's good. They including the newer windows with it. Yeah, it looked like they was trying to fix it because they had tore the bathroom tile out. So it don't look too bad. I don't think that's all the photos, but it's enough to kind of decide. So let's see what type of comps we have. So they're saying the ARV is 240 to 250. They're asking 124.9 for it. What's y'all thoughts on it so far?
So far I was at 240, but I was trying to scale myself down a minute and see if I'm still there.
Okay.
With that, my thought is at that ARV, and they asking how much?
They asking 124.9.
You only got about $30,000. If you can go in there and rehab it for 30,
You can,
All right.
That's the number I was with. Exact. I was actually at 25, but
like you need like at least 60 for that house, 65, based on the pictures.
rehab?
Yeah.
Not Janita rehab. We talking about just getting in and getting out.
Well,
I mean, I didn't see any. Wasn't that a lot of that down to the studs, and then you still had more demo to do, and then you got to reinstall how many bathrooms?
that was the garage. That was the garage.
that was the garage, yeah. Mostly it looked like you had to update the kitchen and the bathrooms, really. Most of the comps over here are brick ranches. I'm going to see if I can find something other than this Cambridge property, and then this one on Dover. So for it's smaller.
Go look at the comps that they gave us.
All right. So he sent over some comps. Let me see what they sent. So they actually went further out on their comps, look like, because these sold, unless they went further back. Let me see if I can go back to
Maplewood was Inkster.
Because I don't see none of them comps.
Yeah. So like, and this is the thing too, like, so when people, I tell a lot of investors, I mean, yeah, it's cool to have, it's cool to look at the numbers the wholesaler give you, but you still want to do your own research, because some of these comps may or may not be like good comps for when you go to get the property appraised, when you're selling it to a buyer. But these are all from, like this one is from July of last year, and then the rest of your comps are from this year, but the newest comp is in June of this year. So let me just see where. So go back. I'm gonna go out a half mile. What was the square footage on this?
Nope.
1,500.
So if you go out, if you
Don't
start
put you
out
in
at
the-
quarter mile,
Yeah, it puts you in a whole different city.
yeah. When you go a half a mile, you go up to 60 sold.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put Garden City in here, so it'll just stay within Garden City. And I went out a half mile, and even then, so this one on James Street might be somewhat comparable. It's one bedroom less, but it's 1,400 square feet. So for 220, this one 235. This one on Beechwood 275. Let me see what this look like.
I give 115 right now.
Right.
We can make that work.
Yeah, and this wasn't. I mean, this wasn't. Didn't
Kitchen.
look like they did much to this one. By looking at the floors in the kitchen, them may be the original cabinets, just newer carpet, freshly painted. The bathroom, they probably did this bathroom. I don't think that was the original one, but just based on this comp at 275, and then the next
Does
highest.
that have a basement?
Oh yeah, that would be good. So this one has, partially finished basement. And then you got Maplewood at 300, but it looks like a brick ranch spread out. So the 240, 250 seem somewhat possible, but then the numbers drop off.
I don't
From
see
this 275 down to 239, 235. What's your thoughts, Elijah?
People don't like those Michigan basements, so I'm looking at the value already decreasing off of that alone.
All right.
I mean, I maybe the 210-ish, 215, maybe. What's y'all thoughts on them basements?
So this a partial brick?
Where?
The one on Dover.
Nah, it's all frame. That's that faux brick on the front.
Yeah.
That's what I'm used to. Yeah. The siding even, is that vinyl?
Yeah, it's probably aluminum.
So that 275, I don't really feel like that's a real comp.
No, so here's the other thing too. Like when you look at the style of this home compared to all the comps we got, with the exception of the James Street, this might be the closest comp you got as far as like market appeal, right?
Yeah.
The other thing a lot of investors don't think about, you ever walk in a house and the numbers make sense, but the house just got like a funky design to it, and you like, it's gonna be limited buyers for this type of property.
Yeah, we got one just like that, Johnny.
Yeah, so even like this property as a comp, they're at 220, but this house looks like it was done up pretty nice. And they got the pole barn. And this one has a full finished basement. So I don't know about, like y'all said, I don't know about 240.
I'm at 90 now.
You're at 90.
Yeah.
So they want 124.9. So if we're saying 220, and Janita, you said you have to put, you thinking about 60,000 into it?
I pulled back and said 45, but yeah, you know, I'm just saying. So at this point, some of my stuff be based on what I know gonna happen when we get a house under contract, and then I come back the next day.
Get out of here.
So I had a whole backup. Elijah.
I know. You ain't got to say nothing.
She lying.
And it's so casual.
I had it on video.
I
was like, I'm just gonna leave.
Yeah.
All right, so at 124.9, you saying 40 to 50 in, so you at 165, 175, and we all agree that this is probably the closest comp, right? The James Street.
Yeah.
Click on that one more time.
Let me see that.
Yeah.
Look at it closer.
The siding been updated. The windows are.
It looked like it. Well, let's read the agent comments.
Unless you went out further than me. Oh, there we go, James. 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bath, 1,400 square feet.
Appliances included. Excluded the washer and dryer.
Yeah, and they got the pole barn with a hoist in it. I don't know if that mattered to everybody, but it mattered to somebody. So
Irrigation was nice.
Oh, for 220.
yeah, it seemed like it's gonna take quite a bit to get that house, the subject property, to look like that one.
So quick. They had to reduce commission on it too.
Yeah. So yeah. So, but it seemed like it's still a decent spread in there. So you saying at 124 with 50 into it, right? If we saying even at 210, you got 175 and you sell it for 210. What y'all thoughts?
Well, a couple things. One, so we said the ARV is not 240, it's 220.
Right.
Right. Okay. So that make it go down like shit. It's damn near where Elijah said, for real. At 220.
Yeah.
Minus 45. Like, I mean, I don't see us paying more than 100,000 for that house.
You heard my number.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So at 100, it's a deal. It's a flip, right? And then it probably don't make much sense as a buy and hold, right? Or what you consider it. I mean, it's Garden City, 4 bedrooms, and now it's a buy and hold. Would you still put 50,000 into it?
Nah.
I would have to get 2,000. The only way that would be a buy and hold is if you can get 2,000 a month in rent.
Okay.
What rental's going for over there? Pull it up.
What about 1,800?
Yeah. As long as I'll do 1,800. If I was over there, that would put you at a little bit above 1%.
All right.
And
I'm gonna
it's
do
a decent
Garden City. And
actually, so I would not, but I can understand somebody else doing it.
All right.
1,500.
Yeah, the cheapest rent is it was a 2-bedroom for 11, but the cheapest is around 1,400, and up to 2,000. There you go. I don't know what these houses.
4-bedroom, 2.5 bath.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of like when we look at them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it might make sense for a rental though. This was $1,650. If you can get it for 110, 100, and put like 20 or 30 into it just to get it going and make it nice.
Mm-hmm.
It may make sense
So
for somebody, not for me. Yeah. So we going deal or no deal as a rental?
It's tight.
All right. What about you, Elijah?
For rental?
Yeah.
Nah, it's like you said, it's tight.
All right.
I don't like the area.
You say you don't like the area?
No.
All right. What about as a flip?
No.
Oh, I'm not really mad at that price. At 129. If I could get that house under contract for 110, I definitely would do it.
All right.
98,000.
Yeah, the most I can do is probably 105. That's the most.
All right. So at 105, y'all think it would be a good flip?
No.
At 95, it would be a good flip.
Man. All you know is no.
95. 95 to 98.
You can make 105 work, man.
No. We just said 45. So let me tell y'all. So Janita said 45. Y'all was at 30. I really don't. So what I was saying is that 30,000 is what you would have is your spread using their ARV and their purchase price. But I agree with Janita that it's gonna be that's a $50,000 rehab to get it for a flip. So it's at least a 50,000. You know what I'm saying? So no. It would have to be down at $95,000.
That's why it's rich, because I think, man, you think different on the flip. Like, they got the bad and bougie mindset. We do nice flips, but
no,
I get it. We do sometimes,
I wouldn't want to pay 124 for it. I would want to be around that 95. I would do it at 95.
Okay.
Yeah. Because then even that, you know, if you got 150 all in, 155 all in, you pretty much can't go wrong at that point.
Yeah.
I think it's a deal, just not at 129.
Send
Anything
them
under
off.
110 is a deal.
Send them off.
There it is.
All right.
90.
All right.
90.
So you went lower.
I like 90. That was my first option.
75 right now, make it rain on them.
Right. All right. So let me share their information. Now, when we give this information out for these properties, the deal might not work for us, but it may work for you, because if you still can make 30, 40,000, those numbers may work for you as an investor.
Right.
It just may not make sense to other investors. Everybody don't look at all opportunities the same based on how much money they're investing in their return on investment as well. But if you're interested in this property in Garden City on Dover, you can reach out to Detroit Discounted Properties, and you can see their information there. Give a shout out.
They do a really good job though on their evaluations. I get a lot of emails from them, and they're one of the ones that I'm never really, like, when I look through it, you know, at a quick glance, you know, I kind of be like, they do a decent job on their evaluations.
Yeah, the numbers make sense, right? For the most part.
I got a question before you pull up the next property.
All right.
Can I throw a monkey wrench?
Yep.
Just because the Wayne County tax auction for the first batch is getting ready to end, I think in 3 days.
All right.
Can we pull up the website and maybe one of the cities and pick one from it?
That's a good idea.
All right, let's do that, because these other properties will be here. Wait, you saying, do you have one already in mind that you looked at, or?
Well, I haven't looked at any. I don't have time, but I'm looking. When I first log on there, I'm going straight to Taylor, because I'm curious. Okay. It's like several on there for Taylor, and I'm curious, you know, like what they're actually going to go for on this first round. Like, you know, are people going to bid them up? Investors, are the homeowners going to be? You know what I mean?
I thought they was only having one round.
I'd be interested in personally.
I thought they was only doing one round this time.
They're doing two. From what I know, they're doing two. You could be right. I don't know.
All right. Let me just share the screen here. We're gonna see what we got. Oh, I got an old auction site. So let me just hold on 1 second. Let me pull this up.
You can go see if it's some Bagley and you these stuff in there. Who knows? It's a Rosedale.
Right. All right, so here we go. We got the properties became available. If you didn't miss out, you know, they came available August 15th. You got the registration date. You got deposits dates. So basically, for those that don't know, it's a $2,500 deposit if you bidding on one. If you bidding on more than one property, you need a $10,000 deposit. And then they started bidding back on the second. So the first batch is will be closing on the 14th and 15th, right? They don't have the October dates listed. They probably won't post it until after.
Yeah, because it's gonna be what's left over.
Yeah, it's usually another auction. So the first auction, the bid amount usually start at the purchase, meaning the amount of the back taxes, and then the next round, I think the bidding amount typically in the past has started at $500.
See what they got in HP.
Yeah, and then the other thing too, a lot of people don't know this. When they identify a property as premium, you need a $25,000 deposit. Premium a lot of times you'll see it on some of the commercial properties or some of the higher end properties. But you want to go to Highland Park?
Yeah, let's see what pops up over there.
And keep in mind, a lot of people keep calling about the auction properties. Even though you see a lot on here, a lot of these are just vacant lots, which is not a bad idea to go out and buy. You just got to have a plan, especially if you can buy them all in the same area.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is what's available. You got several pages. Richmond, 340 Monterey, Tuxedo. All of these are closer to like Hamilton. John Lodge is just probably a commercial property. This 46 Amherst is like in the Woodward. I think this is the first block off Woodward, I believe.
Everybody know Amherst because when you on Lodge, it has its own exit and the tiny houses is right there.
Yeah. Now this. So when you see removed from auction, the county has the right to remove any of the properties from auction at any time. The one I see the most is like when the property was in the middle of probate and it got foreclosed on and the family reached out and was like, hey, we're still trying to settle this, and they'll remove it. Or property, somebody came up and was like, got on a tax payment plan or something. Some circumstance happened where the county just felt like they don't need to foreclose on it, and they worked something out with the owner. But then Rhode Island is a good street. Tennyson is a nice street. So 75 Tuxedo, this one is off of Woodward. So normally what I'll do is I'll go like 155 Rhode Island. I'll go here and just go on
The street view.
and I'll just do a Google Maps. So this went to Rome. So I'll just street view the property, even though sometimes it might be old. But before I go out and drive all around, this is from July 22nd. And then sometime you can zoom in to the actual address. Like I'll look, if that address not listed, I'll try to find another property to make sure I'm kind of, because with the auction, sometimes you might be getting a lot. So this 151, and then, so this may be 155, but again, 155 might be that lot, right? And then from there, you don't really have a lot of details to go on unless the property was like listed in the MLS before. But you can't really, you just have to pull comps in the area, right?
PRD search, Reg.
Yep.
Don't do it that way.
Yeah, go to PRD first. So
yeah, because if you go that through PRD, then it'll have a link on there to see if it was ever listed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody had just got it in 2017 and let it go right back for taxes. It said 1,485 square feet. That one wasn't listed. And then the reason it probably was two assessment numbers. Two of them. Yeah, this one was never listed before. So, but yeah, it takes some work. So a lot of people be calling and be like, I want to go on a tax auction. I want to say, yeah, go at it. You know what I'm saying? But you really got to kind of identify what areas you want to invest in and start narrowing it down a little bit. This is probably a commercial property. This 6 John Glenn place, though, hold on 1 second. No, I wasn't ever listed before. If this the block I'm thinking about,
Sometimes it takes a minute to locate an actual property.
Yeah, and just think if you're trying to do this for several hundred properties.
Oh, that's right up there off Oakland.
Yeah, this right off of like by Massachusetts and all of that. So this is a nice area. I don't know what the highest bid was. I might register just for that one. Yeah,
click on the property details.
I think I'll have to register and log in. Yeah.
I can get a link. We can go back on there tomorrow or the next day or something.
Yeah, we'll go in. I got access to somebody bidding account. I just didn't want to put it all on YouTube. But yeah, this is basically what you're gonna have to do to determine which properties to bid on in the auction. I mean,
okay, so the property details from the public record, and then evaluate it and see what the ARVs are for over there
already
currently. Huh?
I already can tell you. Let me see. So this one, so some cities don't have like a lot of information because they don't provide it to PRD, or they don't have good record keeping. So you won't find much of anything in PRD. The other thing I'll do is I'll go to
Realist.
Yeah, and I'll pull it up here. And while I'm waiting on that to load, we can go ahead and see what else sold over there.
Where is that at?
This is right south, north of Davidson, east of Woodward. It's a small pocket over there, Brick Ranches.
By the plant, ain't it? Is it by that plant?
Yeah, like 70. It's like 75 in Oakland.
Yeah, yep.
So they had Holly Park had like this little group of like California style ranches.
Yeah, so the last one sold for $82,500 over there in 6 days. But that was back. Not a lot of people over there sell. I'm surprised somebody even lost that house, the taxes, unless it's like some major damage in it. Oh, I sold this one. Yeah, this was a half a duplex though, and it needed a little bit of work. Just in case they don't believe me out there in YouTube world. And Gary was the buyer's agent, just in case. Yeah, just in case they don't believe. But yeah, this would be like your basis, and this was a 2-bedroom that sold for $82,500. So, let me see what. If we can find any more data on it. So.
Like it's crazy, and people just be running out there buying them.
Oh, yeah. So somebody, C. Brooks asked, can y'all talk about the process of getting rid of some of the property if you win the bid? Should that cost be considered into the evaluation? Of course. Yeah.
So he's talking about for this tax auction.
Yeah, yep. So one of the things, I mean, when you buy them, so a lot of people buy the properties and they'll just buy them in bulk, and then as soon as they get title, they get their deed, they just put them right back on the market for $3,000 or $4,000 more than what they paid for them, and they'll buy hundreds of them at a time. So you figure if you brought 100 properties and you're getting $3,000 above or $4,000 above what you paid for them, you're making some money. And then the ones you really like, you keep, or you put the money into them to fix and flip them. And a lot of people will say, well, if people will buy them off the MLS, how come they didn't go to the tax sale? Well, a lot of people don't want to go through all of this to get the details. When they're on the MLS, usually you got photos, you got access to the properties, and you got more information to make a decision on.
And you normally get the warranty deed, not a quick claim deed.
Yeah.
You still have to quiet the title though on a lot of the auction property.
Yeah, that's my point. So in the MLS, you get in the warranty deed, not a quitclaim deed that you got to go back and. So to answer C. Brooks' question, yes, you got to. You need to. That's going to increase your holding costs pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Plus whatever your fees are going to be to go through with the actual eviction.
Yeah, and then your cost to sell the property is going to have a lot to do. I mean, if you're going to list it with an agent, you got your commission. Then you got, you're going to have your title company costs. You're going to have your state transfer tax. And usually if you're working with a realtor, they're going to give you a net sheet. So you factor in what the ARV would be if you're going to repair it, or what the market value is as is. And then a realtor give you a seller net sheet, and that'll explain exactly what your cost is. But most of your costs on the seller side would be state transfer tax, title company, doc prep fees, recording fees, and your commission. Am I leaving something out?
No, but just
that way, like what Shaka was talking about, if you wanted to give a warranty deed, that quiet title process.
Yep. Or some title companies that do tax title service where they'll pull the FOIA and they just want to make sure the county served all parties during the foreclosure process. And then they'll issue title insurance on the property when you go to sell it. So you'll be able to give the next buyer a warranty deed on the property. But if they deem that FOIA or issue with it, you're still going to end up having to do quiet title on the property.
Which is going to, which they need to take into consideration too. So when you're buying them properties from from Wayne County, it's a lot more expenses that people don't include, like those items right there.
Yeah. So you got the quiet title can be anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000, depending on the attorney, and it can take several months. The tax title service there are several title companies that do it. That can cost you anywhere from $600 to $700 to do that. And the other thing is, as soon as you get your deed, if the property's in Detroit, well, any city, take that deed to the water department and make sure they zero out that water account and give you a new account with a zero balance. Because if you wait until you fix the property up, or you want to get a new meter in and you wait several months, they may say your time passed, depending on the city, but most of them will still clear the bill out. You just don't want the headache. Just do it right away.
And they need to check blight with the city too.
Yep.
Yeah.
And even more than that, we dealing with a situation where we got a house that was down there on the demo list.
Yeah, yep. So yeah, you gotta. I would say when you bid on the property, go down to the city county building, whatever city it's in. Make sure, and they're building the safety. Make sure it's not on the demo list, and if it is, tell them. Detroit has a deferment form. It's a process. Tell them you're buying this property. They just want to see that the taxes are paid, and that it's secure, so it can't be like open and accessible. So you might have to board it up. The lawn is maintained, and that you're working on it. So any work you do, you're gonna have to pull permits, and they'll remove it off the demo list for you.
Yeah, but we got to remember, and they're gonna take you through the ringer. Are you gonna be? They don't try to make it. They're not trying to work with you and trying to.
They better, ain't they? They better.
I had a different experience.
No. Well, I'm not talking about Detroit.
City.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about Detroit. So everybody got to understand that these other cities and municipalities don't work like Detroit.
Right.
Okay. They're not as investor friendly.
Yeah.
They don't care if you fix the house up. And Detroit typically, they feel like you helping the city, right? These other cities, or some of the other cities, do not care.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, it's some work going and finding this information on the properties. Enough due diligence. I would suggest after you pick, 5 or 10 properties you want to bid on off the list, just go ahead and and drive by them, like, see if you like them. Make sure they not, if we got squatters in there, then that's a whole different issue too. You got to address.
Yeah, I got a plug for the squatters.
Yeah, I was just about to.
Yeah,
I was about to mention
have a cash for keys budget in there.
All right, so this is a good question too. I want to. Marilyn Williams asks, when purchasing an investment property, what is the most that should be spent on renovations to make it a smart investment and not a mistake?
So that depends. It depends on what. So that's based on your ARV. So your all-in cost is going to be based on your ARV for us. So for me, like I said, we at 65, 70% ARV. That's all in, purchase and rehab.
Everybody know what the ARV is?
Yeah. So go ahead.
Go ahead.
Mm-hmm. So
that we just looked at, for the one we just looked at?
No. I'm just going to give an example.
I was asking Elijah. He was saying.
No, I just wanted to make sure everybody in YouTube world knew what that meant.
Yeah, he just was confirmed that they know what ARV. So ARV meaning after repair value. So for example, if your ARV is 100,000, we want to be no more than $65,000 to $70,000 acquisition and rehab. So if you purchase it for 20,000, that means you got 45,000 to put in. You know what I mean? If you got to put in more than that, it don't make sense
for us.
Yeah, for us.
Yeah. Yep. And then the other thing too, so people get stuck on the cost of repairs. Really, the money is made on how you buy it and the purchase price. So you might buy a house, you might have a house that ARV is say 200,000, and you might not want to be more than 130 all in or 140 all in. And one person may buy the same house for 100,000 and put 30 into it. Another person may buy that house for 50 and put 80 into it, right? But the issue is, if you bought the house at 50, can you afford to put 80,000 into it? And can you afford to wait through the process of an $80,000 project versus a house purchased for 100 that only needs 30,000 in renovations?
Because you got to take your holding costs, and that's included in your all-in.
Right. Yeah, because your holding costs. So if you got that house for 4 months, you got your maintenance, meaning your utilities. What else we got? Your mortgage, if you did a hard money loan or a loan on it. Insurance.
Security.
Yeah. Security. Yeah. So, but yeah, the rule of thumb is not just the renovation cost, it's the total cost and with the purchase price, renovation cost, and whatever percentage you're comfortable with of profit. So again, somebody might be comfortable making 20,000 on a flip. Somebody may say my minimum I need to make is 50,000 for it to make sense for me. So your total investment is going to be different based on your investment strategy.
Yeah, I got a question. I got a question for y'all. So do y'all think that novice investors should be looking at the Wayne County tax sale? Is that where you should start if you are a new incoming investor or investor coming from out of state?
I would say yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
All right. What about you, Johnita?
Yeah.
What about you, Elijah?
I was thinking, yeah, but I never bought one from there. I'm just hearing all these hidden surprises that pop up. Which, I mean, I would still say yeah, because you can get some of them properties for.
I say hell no. What? No. You don't know what you're doing. You can go get him a lot of shit. You know what I mean?
The middle name is no or nah. No.
Yeah. Right.
But you hear what I'm saying? Like, for what you just said, Elijah.
Yeah.
If you've never gone through that process. So luckily for us, for me anyway, I went through that process when you used to be able to get houses for $1,000, not the $1,000 houses they have now, but $1,000 houses that were, not about to fall down. You know what I mean? You had to go do some rehab, but it was worth $1,000, right? So you can make mistakes. The amount that these houses are going for now in that tax sale, a few issues, like you have a let's say you had a house that was on the demo list, what? That is going to blow your budget.
So I agree with the comment that just popped up. Not by myself. Yeah. Was it build the house?
Yeah.
So build a house said I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Right.
Not by myself. Yeah, I just think that the pricing, so it's gonna depend. So a novice coming in, hopefully they're not gonna break the bank on it. You know, they will be going there for very nominal acquisition costs.
Yeah, that's not the case no more though, because everybody is there. So that's the other thing. So it used to be like, you know, the competition was different. Now everybody and their mama is in there bidding, and you bidding against homeowners instead of just investors. So when you bidding against a homeowner, you really can lose your ass.
Buy some lots. You know what kind of meeting we just had last week.
Yeah, buy some lots. And, you know, the only reason I said is because if they get some help, they can navigate it. If you just going out, especially if you from out of town, and depending on what your risk tolerance is, like you can't just go in here blindly and be like, oh, it's a property on here, and my budget was 20,000 and it's 23 only. Oh, it's only another 3,000. That 3,000 can cost you a lot of money, especially if it's sight unseen. Mm-hmm. So
go to record.
It's not for anybody that's a novice investor plus not willing to get some type of help. Like it's nothing you're just gonna do blind by yourself.
Yeah.
Which is why I say no, because most people, I mean, because you people be thinking they getting help, but they be getting help from people that don't know what the hell they doing. You know what I mean? Like you gotta really know. The only way I would say that for a novice is if they really know their realtor or the individual, whoever their team is, they gotta really know that person or those people know what they're doing. Because everybody from Detroit be saying they, you know, you see them on Instagram or Facebook. Everybody are self-proclaimed
gurus.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So they be thinking they talking to somebody that can help them, and they be SOL. By the time they get to somebody who can actually help them, we be like, dang, man, I wish you would have came to me before you bought it.
Right. Yeah, and that's the story of my life.
Yeah.
I wish you would have came before you brought it. Yeah. So a lot of these, even though they got an address, the structure probably was torn down. But again, like in Redford, just looking at this block, you can probably just buy this lot if this is the correct address.
That a flood zone?
And just buy this lot and probably build on it.
It looked like it, don't it?
Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you buy a house or a lot in the flood zone not knowing nothing about the flood zone.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's that creek across the street.
Oh yeah, this right over there. This might be in the flood zone.
That's a creek.
Yeah, this right off of Beach Daily. Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's funny the questions that your brain just tells you to ask when you're evaluating property, but you know it just comes from experience. So I guess to everybody's point, you gotta have
the cones there.
They probably was doing some work at the time. This from 2021.
What you saying?
He was asking about the cones.
They probably was doing some
that little river that.
Yeah, and all these houses on a little hill or whatever, probably because of the area. Because right here is that little park where that stream goes through.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I mean, there's some options out there. I mean, Inkster is hot. Yeah, Inkster is hot. So yeah, it takes some work. Everybody keep jumping on the Wayne County auction, but it takes some work. But it's some good deals out there. You just got to weed through them, and then you got to compete. Set your budget and stick to it.
Stick to it.
That's what killed the deals. That's why when people say there's deals out there, I mean, maybe because somebody like me, I'm not going to do all that work. So, yeah, you know what? You're probably right. But I just don't feel like a newbie should be that's not where you should start at.
Yeah, but I mean, if they got limited funds and that's the only thing that matches their budget, they probably want to get in the game somehow.
So what do y'all think that these houses? So what are they going for? So the last time I went to an auction, the houses was going for more than the MLS.
It depends on the house, though. You probably was looking at the premium properties. Like the last one I brought a couple years ago, I paid $6,000 for it.
How long ago?
This was 19.
Yes.
I paid $6,000 for it. I put $4,000 into it and sold it on land contract for $25,000. They just paid me off this year, $450 a month.
You know what, Reg? We should do that because he the king of that shit.
11%.
Yeah.
That was a whole business of his. One time they was just rolling. You know how they do the drive-by graduations and birthdays? They was going at his mailbox for land contract.
Yeah, I was making 8% interest, $450 a month, and then I got $4,000 down.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we need to make an episode of that so we could talk about the land contracts and that investment strategy. That's a different strategy than the flips and the buy and hold, pretty much.
Yeah. Then your capital gain is not quite the same because it's an installment payment. It's an installment sale.
So last one, and then like 5 minutes, but this could be a TSARE deal. It could be a cash flow or a flip. I sent it to you in the text message earlier.
I didn't get it.
All right. What you call it? Let me ask you.
We have to recreate a new group and add Elijah to it.
All right. Marilyn asked about security. I'm assuming she's asking about securing the properties.
Yeah. Or when I said security. So
was that the last episode? Gary was like, make sure.
Yeah, like if you watch the last one, we evaluated this guy's house over on Longview on the east side of Detroit. And as soon as we gave the address, Gary was like, no. Because some areas have a higher risk than others. But yeah, the guy said he had to move into the property. You know, my recommendation is dog security. If you can, at least put like Simply Safe or something like that on there, alarm system. But each area is going to be a little different. But if it's somewhat livable, if you can get a house sitter, that's perfect. Everybody got an uncle or somebody in the family.
3-inch nails or drywall screws, 3.5-inch. You got to drill everything shut.
Yep.
I mean, seriously though, but for real.
I think the security is one of the easy. I mean, you know, outside of the locks and the security gate, but in terms of like versus getting the security dog, the DOG versus the security dogs, the DAWGS. Next, you know, I feel like for those things, the video surveillance and you know is a pretty good deterrent. People be to see them cameras and just kind of be like, eh.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Right. I was about to say we had cameras and they was coming up in there.
Yeah, they be looking at you on the camera.
One thing happen and it'd be like that be happening. That they be coming up.
That's what happened. You can only go off of your experience, right? So in our experience, we had security cameras and they didn't care about security cameras. And it was in a
I didn't say 100% of the time. I said pretty good determined because how many other properties have we had and we had video surveillance and we had no interruptions?
Well, we have had properties where we have no surveillance and we have any interruption. It just depends on the area.
So we were talking about security.
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on the area.
This is the dog security system. If anybody don't know, just visit their website, dogsinc.com. It is a fee for it, of course. I think, you pay monthly for it. It's great. The only issue though is when you're finished with the project and you get ready to sell the property, most lenders and appraisers are going to want this taken off in order to take photos. They're going to want to see that all the windows and doors are functional in the property. But dogs will work with you. Like if you just want them taken off and reinstalled the same day, you can call them and kind of coordinate that with them. Another thing we do a lot of times, we just don't put in all the valuable stuff like your furnace, hot water tank. We'll put that in for inspections and appraisals and then take it right back out and then install it all again just prior to closing. So that's
what type of damage does that cause the property?
What's that?
The dogs?
Yeah.
They take the out.
It don't really cause damage. I mean, because they're putting the brackets on the inside of the window and then the outside. I haven't seen it cause any damage unless somebody did a bad job of installing it and just didn't care or something like that. But I haven't seen it damage anything.
I just sold a house that had them. It didn't damage anything. They came in and removed it. Actually, she left them off after they did the appraisal. She just left it off, and it was fine.
Yeah. Yep. Emma Players said, yes, please, land contract session. Yeah, we could do that. We can actually do that live and have a Q&A on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. All the do's and don'ts. We actually, if you watch one of our episodes, we did a land contract episode, but we'll do a live Q&A. We'll set that up. All right. So
hey, Emma Plays, Build the House, C. Brooks. Make sure that y'all they like and subscribe so that they get are these people that we told to come on here, or did they get the notification?
Most of them probably got a notification. So if you subscribe to the channel, you'll get a notification anytime we go live or anytime a new episode airs. You can also listen to them on Spotify and Apple. But yeah, just check in, watch some of the older episodes. Any ideas y'all got, just send them to us. Any properties you want evaluated before you buy them, you can always feel free to reach out to us. We will evaluate your property and give you our honest opinion. Not, you may choose to do something different, or you may be getting advice from somewhere else. But this is just we're evaluating them based on our investment strategy,
which we should probably talk about too. That Reg. Give them an email address for to send the deals to.
I'll put it in the comments here, right. And then.
Because you're right. When we saying no to deals, we're based off of our risk tolerance right now, based on us doing everything else that we're doing. If I was doing this full time, like to eat off of, then it'd probably be a lot different.
Yeah, it's a different. Like I said, some people are comfortable with spending 100,000 or 150,000 and making 20,000. Some people, they wouldn't touch that because the ROI is not big enough. They're going to want to make 50,000 or more if they're going to invest that. But everybody's different. Yep. All right. So we're going to go ahead and wrap that up. Any more questions, suggestions, feel free to make comments on this video after the fact. Feel free to email us or reach out to us. Where can they reach you at, Elijah?
Elijah Cook, Facebook, eCook the Realtor. Just Google me. I'm around. I appreciate y'all having me on the show again.
We got to have you on a couple more times.
I'm here, man. I'm always,
Hey, Elijah, low key, he got the sports and entertainment designation. He out there helping athletes and entertainers and everything.
Michigan to Georgia to Texas.
Y'all got to get with him before he get one of them NFL players to buy up all the properties.
I'm still here. I ain't going to work.
Yeah, that's what they all say.
That's a wrap, guys.
All right, sounds good.
Peace.
All right.